Okay, so tonight I would like to speak about a specific subject that I actually found on internet. I didn't know, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do next. I had several ideas in mind and I couldn't choose, and it's a mess right now because I'm moving and I don't know if you can see the mess, but there is a mess. And I decided, okay, I'm going to do like the Dice Man, I'm going to open Google and type Mark Hollis and see what comes first, and if it's interesting I will do a video about it. And it's exactly what happened, because I arrived randomly on a website which is yes, it's an article on The Guardian, which was made in August the 28th of 2013, so 2 years ago. It seems that the article was written by Adrian Dervoy, but I don't think that the interview was made by this man. He just took some question and answers from Mark Hollis about actually Spirit of Eden. So the interviews were made in 1988, just for the Spirit of Eden release. So it was made 25 years before this article, and it's written that the questions and answers were from music from Rock's back pages. So I don't know what it means, but I think that this person gathered several questions and answers and made an article in 2013. Of course, I'm not going to read you the whole interview. I'm just going to read you what interests me for this video. So the question of a journalist, of someone's, was: would you recommend any particular situation in which to listen to it? Speaking about Spirit of Eden. Mark Hollis answers: late at night, definitely, in a very calm mood with no distractions. The next question is: you don't think it would make rather pleasant background music at, say, a dinner party? And Mark Hollis answers: no, I don't. Maybe after the dinner party, but you have to give it all your attention. You should never listen to music as background music, ever. So that is this last sentence, which is the topic of my video, because I thought actually this is a very interesting subject, and it's a very tough, not question, but idea. I will explain why. So, for Spirit of Eden or Laughing Stock, or even the Mark Hollis album, or chiefly the Mark Hollis album, I think he's completely right. You can't listen to these albums as background music. It's not made for that. I tried to put the Mark Hollis album in my shop. I loved it as long as I was alone because I was listening to it, but as soon as there are customers, it's a little weird, because first I'm distracted by the music, so I don't pay all my attention to the customers. It's not made for this kind of situation, and the customers, I remember a woman who seemed really surprised by what I was listening to. I don't know why, we didn't talk about it, but one day also I played After the Flood, so it's on Laughing Stock, in my shop, and in repeat, only that song, all the time. I wanted I wanted to see if it was going to hypnotize me. Actually, I ended up sitting on a chair and listening to it the whole day, and I didn't do much except when someone was coming in my shop, but people were wondering why it was always the same song. Anyway, it's not the kind of music that you can listen to as background music, for sure. So for me, this question, this subject, this topic is difficult because I would say it depends on the music. It depends on the people who are listening to the music. It depends on the person who made the music. It depends on the situation. It depends on the mood that day. Um, for example, when I go to the grocery store and I come in, and as soon as I come, it's my life is starting, I'm very happy because it puts me in a very good mood. I love this song, it makes me happy. I'm glad that people here are listening to that. And in my grocery store, perfect, I love listening to Tok Tok while I'm buying some food. Well, unfortunately this grocery store closed, so I hope that the new ones will play the same music, I hope. Anyway, I would say that the three first Tok Tok albums can be played as background music as long as we already know them and as long as we already paid all our attention to them, because then if we listen to them in other circumstances but we already know them, it's kind of okay. The three last albums, I mean the two last of Tok Tok and the Mark Hollis solo album, definitely not. No, not a background music for sure. Then there is not only the Tok Tok music or the Mark Hollis music, there are others music. So I would say it depends on what music. Some music are such crap that even as background music it's better not to listen to it because it's unpleasant. When you call the administration or an office and you have some kind of music on phone, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's famous music but it's okay, sometimes it's really disturbing because it doesn't fit with the reason of your call. uh, when you are at a party and you have a background music, it's okay if you like it, but if you don't like it, it can be really annoying. You know, I prepared nothing for this subject. I thought about it a little before, a few days before. Yesterday evening I was in my kitchen and I was thinking about that, and I was wondering, there is a very old French song named Mon cul sur la commode. I'm sorry, it's not polite. It basically means my ass on the cabinet or on the piece of furniture where there are drawers, you know, cabinet or anyway, the title is really weird, and I was thinking, oh, this kind of song, yes, we can have it as background music because it's I would say it doesn't need so much attention. And I searched for it on YouTube and I found actually a cover of it that you can't have as background music because it's a little too much. So you know, you can't. It's a very difficult subject actually. You can't decide if someone is going to say, oh yes, I love this music as background, and someone else is going to say it's very disturbing. The music can help the stores to sell more. The fact is that when you are in a store and there is some music and if you like it, you are more prone to, there are more chances that you will buy than if there is no music. It's a tool to make people buy. You must be aware of that. That's why there is almost always music in shops. Sometimes I play some music in my shop, but it's more because I can't live without music, and it helps me to work by a more joyful way. Of course, if I listen to a music which makes me joyful, if I listen to something which is sad, it's not going to be good. Not for me nor for the customers, actually. The aim is not to make everybody cry, but sometimes I can't listen to music. For example, when I work on administration tasks like paperwork or accountancy, taxes, letters to write to some administration or offices, I can't have a background music because my attention is going to go to the music and not to what I'm doing. And when I'm doing these kinds of things, I really need to have my whole attention on these things because it's something not difficult for me but unpleasant for me, and I'm done more quickly if I have all my attention on it. For me, music is kind of relaxation. You can't relax when you are writing a letter to the tax office, you know. So there are situations when I can't listen to music and I can have background music. When I had my depression, I couldn't listen to music anymore. That was a problem because I need music to live, but I couldn't. It was getting on my nerves. It was hard because I was missing it, and in the same time I couldn't listen to it. It was a problem. But when I'm in the mood, when I'm joyful, when my work is done and I can only do pleasant things like, I don't know, decorating my shop, talking with customers, decorating something, even making order in the house, I can have some background music because it doesn't need, this kind of task don't need to focus so much that we can't listen to music in the same time. But when I'm trying to do some kind of feng shui in my house and to try to remove the clutter, it's better not to listen to music because for me, I can only talk for me. I can't talk for someone else, of course. In my situation, if you need to declutter your home, you need to give all your attention on what you are doing. If I play some music, I'm going to listen to the music more than paying attention to what I'm doing. So it's sometimes better not to listen to music as a background. This subject attracted my attention because I was thinking, how would I paint without music in the background? Because my paintings come from the music most of the time, so I need the music to paint. But when I paint, I pay more attention to the music than on my painting. When I paint, my hand is painting, but my brain is in the music. So the brain leads the hand thanks to the music. So is it considered as background music? Because in this situation, the attention is mostly on the music. This is a very difficult subject I don't think that we need to have some music all the time in the background, because then you don't appreciate it anymore. Um, you must only listen to music as background music only when you want to, not as something usual that you wake up in the morning and you put the music on. No, no, no. I like being in silence sometimes. Sometimes I need the silence too. It doesn't mean that I don't love the music. I love the music, but somehow the music is a lot about the silence also. Anyway, this is a very difficult subject because, once again, I'm going to say it depends on the person who is listening to the music. It depends on the music. It depends on the situation. It depends on what you are doing. Um, I think that when you are in a party with a glass of wine and you are talking to people, you may have some easy music in the background. Sometimes you have some classical music, but same thing, classical music, it's not something easy to listen to in the background. Or you can have it in the background, but then you don't pay really attention to it. But I understand what Mark Hollis means. I mean, for him, the music is the main thing. So it can be considered as something in the background, like something to decorate, to enhance the scene. The scene is the music for him, so I understand what he means. This is a very, very difficult topic. Oops. That is not some background music, it's my oven. Anyway, I'm curious to know, what do you think about it? Do you listen to music all the time? Sometimes? Do you put the radio on? Oh, in my car, I put the radio on because I like driving in music. Sometimes the music is really bad because I just put the radio. I could put something else, but I don't want to drive and having to choose what music I'm going to listen to. When my son is with me, he chooses, he puts some music that he likes, and sometimes, oops, sorry. When I came back from Berkeley, I had a long ride to do. I played extended versions of the Tok Tok songs. That was great. Driving and listening to that in the same time, that was fun. When I walk in the street, I like to listen to this album. It's the A-sides, B-sides. It's perfect when you walk in the street to walk fast. I recommend that. But for me, once again, it's not really a background music because all my attention is on the music. I'm walking, I see what is around me, but my brain is in the music. Sometimes I don't even realize where I am and what I'm seeing, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I already arrived. I don't even realize what I was doing because all my attention was on the music. If I was in a room where there would be a lot of paintings and images and colors, and there would be some music, sometimes people ask me what your attention would go more to what, and the answer is easy. The attention would go to the music first, the images after. Then I would probably make a relation between what I see and what I listen to, and maybe in my memory that would be linked. Maybe later when I would listen to that music, I would think of that image that I saw in the same time. For example, now when I listen to Life's What You Make It, I remember that day when this car was outside in front of my shop and was playing very loudly. Life's what you make it. For me, now I see this image by listening to the song, even though before I never had this kind of images when I was listening to it. So the odors also, the smells, the scents, the memory. Anyway, I'm a little outside of the subject right now. I'm wondering if everybody pays as much attention to the music as I do. Some people will probably, and maybe even more than me, and some people probably won't. Some people can listen to the music in the background and not even pay attention to it. For me, it's impossible. If there is some music, I'm going to pay attention, even if the music is bad. And if the music is bad, it's really bad, and I don't feel good, and maybe I would like the music to stop, you know. It's a very difficult subject. It's a very difficult subject, but I don't think that, like Mark Hollis, I would be able to never have background music. Sometimes it's fun to have that, if the attention doesn't need to be on something specific. It's pleasant, I think. Okay, I could go on and on the subject, and you know, I can only answer for myself. I don't have the truth. I think the truth is different for every person. I think that Mark Hollis wants people to pay more respect to the music, I think. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I have a lot of things coming. I will continue my videos, of course. I will continue my paintings because I am going to continue on this one, but it won't be the only one, of course. And I hope you like this video, and if you have any suggestions, ideas, demand, question, please do below, comments, like if you want, or subscribe if you are really interested in this subject.